Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to a new masterclass about mastering. So, what is mastering? Basically, it means normalize your final mix to prepare it for distribution. In EDM, it basically means make your track as loudest as possible. I think mastering is really important, and I'm going to show you my master chain. I was inspired by artists such as Mofolk, Jonas Hayden, JSK. We're going here to master together Sandcastle because I think you guys like this track. Thank you for your big support on this one. We already reached 100,000 streams on Spotify, so thank you so much. First, we're going to master it with only a limiter because we want to compare a full processing master with only limiting master. We're going to use an invisible limiter here. So we're going to drag this up at the maximum and then drag down until it sounds good and not distorted. Yeah, somewhere around there is working, I think. So we're going to export it and then we will compare it with my master chain at the end of this video. Okay, so for my master chain, I always put a compressor at the start. It can be a glue or an OTT depending on the needs I have. For Sandcastle, for example, I would like to use an OTT just to give a bit more high-end and crunchness to the mix. If you want to have like a cleaner master, you can use the glue with a master preset like the Glue 2, for example. OTT is cool, but don't push it too much. I always put it below 10% of depth, because otherwise... This will give more air to the track in general. You can also touch the upward and downward compression, but I don't usually do it. That's it for the first part. The problem of OTT is it's adding some harsh frequencies in the high end, so we're going to put a sooth on the master. It's the best dynamic EQ ever, so I already have a preset here. So basically just to remove the harsh frequency in the high end and some in the mids. Don't push it too much though, because it will remove too many frequencies and then your track will sound a bit dull. Yeah, it's better like that, I think. And now the most important plugin here is Ozone. For me, Ozone is the best mastering plugin ever. I have Ozone 9, but Ozone 10 already exists. But yeah, 9 is still very good. I have my own preset to increase my workflow when I master my tracks. As you can see, we have quite a lot of plugins. Dynamics, which is a multi-band compressor. A match EQ, I will explain it later. A mid-side EQ, which is quite important. An imager, which is even more important. An exciter, which is basically multi-band saturation. Then a normal EQ, and finally a limiter. Let's isolate the most powerful part of the track. For example, the second part of the drop. We're going to play it in a loop until it sounds good. So let's start with dynamics. So we're gonna isolate each band and put some compression on it. I don't usually put that much compression on the sub because I think it's important to be real and really loud. But for the other bands, we're going to put a bit more. I think that's cool like that. Let's listen with and without. So with. Without. It's quite subtle, but you can hear a small difference. It feels a bit more compressed and a bit quieter. It's good because that means we can even push it more with the limiter at the end. Then we're using a match EQ like JSK. So basically you give a reference to Ozone and then he will try to match the frequency of your track with the reference. So like that. As you can see here. So it's adding mid, high mid and high frequencies. I don't like to put too much high end. Then a mid-side EQ. So what's a mid-side EQ? You have basically two EQs, one for the mono signal and one for the stereo signal. So here we are on the side, which means stereo. So we cut the sub from the stereo because we don't need them. We are adding a bit more high end on the stereo. Then for the mid or the mono section, we are removing some frequency around 300 Hz just to give more room for the sides. And same for the high end that we don't need. Then something really important is imaging. Here you can hear the difference instantly. Depending on your track, you can add or remove some stereo, but I usually like to put a bit more stereo, especially in a festival track like that. Listen to the difference. And you have a visual stuff, so it's really helping to see what's going on. So we're going to listen to it with and without. So with, without. It makes it way more stereo and cleaner in my opinion. Then we have an exciter, which, as I said, some saturation on different bands. So I'm just adding just a bit to give a more human touch to the master. And then an EQ to clean the final issues. Usually, if you have too much high end, you can just do that. I think we have a bit too much here. Yeah, I think we can add a bit more mids around 400 Hz. But I think for this track that's cool. And last but not least, the maximizer, which is a limiter. So let's do the same as the invisible limiter. I think that sounds good like that, so we're going to export it and compare it with the first version. Just before that, as you can see, we have some automations here. I think in every master, your drops should be louder than your breaks, so if you notice that your breaks are louder or has the same volume as your drops, please reduce the volume by using like automation. It's really easy and it makes your track sound better. And you can also reduce a bit the volume just before the drop to make the drop sound louder with contrast. Here it's too much, but it's for the example. It's already super quiet here compared to the drop. Let's compare our two masters now. This is the first one and the second one. We can already hear that the second one is way cleaner and more airy, and the first one is way more cut off and based on the sub. Let's check the drops now. The difference is insane. Yeah guys, that's crazy. Anyways, that's it for this one. I hope you learned something. Please tell me which type of masterclass or tutorial I should do next time in the comments. Thank you for your amazing support this year. It was a crazy year. Next year will be even crazier. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Take care guys. See you next time.